What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. I want to share some things that Dr. Heavenly said, as well as Carlos King, who is just, I feel, my personal opinion, an unofficial Bravo VH1 reality show correspondent and critic, more than being a producer of his own talent and his own shows. Because it's just really weird that, and it's not surprising too, because it's about money. We know it's about money for him, that he spends so much intentional time on these other shows versus his own. He gets more views talking with Dr. Heavenly and talking about these Bravo shows than he does about his own stuff. Like one of his first, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage DC is supposed to be coming back, I don't know, I think in January or something like that. And that show's been off for about a year. And it left on a cliffhanger from last Christmas, I think. So, or maybe the Christmas before. I don't even know when it was filmed, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into this.
Every once in a while, you got one time to show people I'm needed. And I felt that Quad knew at that time that she was needed. So I don't want to say she missed work. She was negotiating her contract. To me, bitch, I would too.
I feel you. And I agree 1,000%. However, when you're negotiating your contract, you don't say in negotiation that why does Jackie make the same as I do? Because I'm more valuable than Jackie. And then they get back to Jackie, you said it. You don't say in your negotiation that, hey, where's Phaedra man at? Because I'm sure she don't have one because she done told me why. You know what I'm saying? So you don't say those things because production is coming back. Well, let me hush. They're telling us what is being said, and we know for a fact because I'm cool with them little boys. You see what I'm saying? So they telling us, they showing us what Quad is saying during her negotiation. It's cool to negotiate. Negotiate, but don't negotiate on the head of somebody else. Like, this bitch shouldn't be making what she make because she not bringing up. No, Jackie is the medicine behind Married to Medicine. She can't, can you get Kamala Harris on our show? Can you show your office and your work? Like, ain't nobody worth nobody else. No more than anybody else on here. Not to me. You damn sure ain't worth more than Jackie. And if you're going to negotiate and Phaedra's your friend, please don't say, listen, she ain't got no man. Did y'all know that? She ain't got no man. Did y'all know that? Now, they knew it, but you don't say it in the and it's getting back to the people. The people is mad, okay? It ain't just because what she doing on camera. It was doing what she was doing off camera. And this is some true tea. She don't think we know it, but they showed that. I ain't mad. I'm not mad. I say negotiate, do whatever you want to. But for the show, these people is mad because of how you doing things. And then you come back 4 weeks later, right? And this the real tea. I don't give a damn who get what. Long as my check come in on time, I'm going to do my damn job. And I'm going to do it to the best of my capability at all of my jobs. However, if they give you 4 more episodes and then take 1 episode away from us, now you done took some of our money for this bitch. And she ain't do nothing for it. But cause havoc. And we all professionals. That takes away the morality of the group. You feeling what I'm saying? And
I get what you're saying.
All right, so you heard all of that. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Dr. Heavenly had these types of conversations with Quad off of camera, like she's having with Carlos King on camera. It is possible, but I would say it's probably unlikely, especially not in this way. Not saying Dr. Heavenly is incapable of doing that. Obviously, she is one that's proven that she really doesn't care, except about her daddy, right? And her children. Don't play about daddy and her kids. So I'm not disagreeing with what Dr. Heavenly is saying. And there's some people that would argue to say, well, Dr. Jackie, she doesn't really bring anything to the show. She brings something different. I will say I would be okay if they switched it up a bit to give someone else, because I'm quite sure there are other African American doctors that are in Atlanta that not all of them want to be on a reality show. I get that. But some probably wouldn't mind, where they could get some shine for their practice, because it kind of gets to that thing where it's like almost like Candy. Yeah, there are going to be people that are going to be forever Candy supporters, and they just love seeing her get her money, get your bags, grow your businesses, be that boss bee and all that other stuff. But some people kind of get tired of seeing the same person winning all the time. And it's like, let's just give other people opportunities, because there's enough out here for everyone. So there are some people that are tired of seeing Dr. Jackie, and it's just like, well, what is she really bringing to the show? I mean, yeah, she's doing a lot in terms of her business, but this is a reality show, and one that's more on the level of the messy versus the types that you would see, like the shows where they focus on the veterinarians, where that's all you really see is them in their veterinarian practice on like the Animal Planet or those other channels where those types of shows come on. You never see those veterinarians interacting with their people at home and stuff like that. You're usually, if they are working in the practice, you see that on the show in the practice, not at home. This is one of those different types of shows, but I would never take anything away from Jackie. But for it to be revealed that Quad is telling production, well, why is she making as much as I'm making? I'm bringing more to the show than her. That doesn't shock me, because Quad definitely, she has shown us over the years that she is the type of person that throws someone else under the bus. She's not a friend to anybody either. And that probably explains a whole lot more why we saw in this last episode where Dr. Jackie and Phaedra didn't want to fly with her, and they didn't really have much for her at the table when she was being confronted by Dr. Simone. And so knowing these things, and people can say, oh, well, production is being messy. Well, that's their job, to kind of bring some more heat and fire. And if they can bring some information and knowledge to a person that they may not have been aware of, to cause their feelings to get involved and have them acting a certain type of way, then they'll do something like that. Is it right? It may not be, but that's what they do. Now let's get on to what Carlos had to say about Phaedra and her coming back to reality TV and being a part of this show, Married to Medicine.
Thing with Phaedra is, I said this on our initial introduction episode, our premiere episode, that seeing Phaedra grace the screen made me understand why Atlanta Housewives is not what it used to be, because Phaedra is great TV. And I will always stand by the fact that Phaedra is great television. I'm here as a viewer and a producer, and I will be honest. One day I can love you, the next day I can read you, and the third day I can love you back, right? Phaedra's comeback is disappointing. Last night showed that she doesn't have a personal storyline, and that's very concerning. Phaedra has not shown us anything personal. We want to know what's going on with you and Apollo. We want to know what happened with you on Atlanta Housewives. Break the fourth wall, if you will. Last night's episode proved to me that Phaedra is just amongst the group, and there isn't much to sink your teeth in because of this. There's only so much, yeah, child. Okay, girl, I know that's right, honey. Yes, child. You can't be gone off of TV for 7 years and come back on the best show on Bravo and give us some, yeah, child, honey, yes, Lord Jesus. So my thing is, yes, I'm going to tap you in. We're disappointed by Phaedra's comeback, because Married to Medicine, the reason why Married to Medicine is the best show on Bravo is because of the personal story. And I don't know anything about Phaedra besides the fact that she knows Dr. G. Are you guys not asking Phaedra anything personal? Are we going to see Apollo? Do you guys not talk to her about Apollo? Because the way y'all held Quad's feet to the fire, y'all should have held Phaedra's feet to the fire and said, look, bitch, what's going on with you and Housewives? Why are you not on the show no more? Where's Apollo?
Now, do you want the truth or you want the truth?
I only want the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yeah, bitch, when I first started, I wanted to ask about all of that Housewives stuff. I ain't gonna say no names, but Candy, I wanted to ask. Phaedra broke down and was like, this is a different show. We're not talking about that. She called the network. It was the big whole thing. She didn't want to talk about that. So what am I to do? I can't ask shit if they don't.
What did you ask her?
Right?
What did you ask Phaedra that made her run to the network, allegedly, and to the production company?
Well, now you gonna get me in trouble, but this is what it was. I never asked her. I told her beforehand. Maybe I messed up. But I said, listen, this is what the people want. Before you walk in this here, I'm going to ask you these questions. She hooped and hollered. The people told me not to leave it alone. They said, don't scare the bitch off. That's what they told me. Now, they did everything to get Phaedra. I think she's great TV, but I also think she's very smart. But you didn't get nothing this season. I mean, you might get some other stuff later, but she's saving it. Like, okay, where the kids at? Okay, now, that emoji face was a real man, I do think he was. It fell flat because they broke off before we started filming, during the time that he did his casting tape. They still wanted her. They knew it.
No, because they wanted her for the marketing purposes, which I understand. I know all about casting somebody for marketing. Trust me, right. I get it. But what I'm saying to you as a fan is, we need to see more than yes, child, and ooh, honey. Are we going to see that eventually? Are we going to see her talk to you guys about Apollo?
You have to wait and see.
Thing with Phaedra is,
all right, so you heard what he had to say, and Heavenly exposed some things too. And none of this surprises me about Phaedra. I know some people feel like she's good TV, and I cannot disagree with that when it comes to some of the confessionals, some of the little quirky things that she has said, and some of the things that she has done where it's either just ridiculous or laughable, but either way it's entertaining, or you can't help but to watch and just say how stupid and ridiculous this is. But honestly, Phaedra hasn't shown her real life from day one. She just has been someone that people have found to be likable, and fortunate for her, a lot of the people that find her likable are the people that really matter, which are the executives, whoever they are at Bravo, who really wanted to give this chick a chance, because at the time, Candy and RHOA was a cash cow for them. And Candy said, look, as long as I'm on the show, I don't want to film with her. If you want to bring her on, cool, but I'm not going to be on here. And for whatever reason, they just felt like Candy was more valuable. And they also, because there was a lot of outrage with what Phaedra had implied about Candy, they just decided to let her go. I'm not saying I disagree with that, but I still never got why it was okay for them to overlook what overlook what Portia's involvement was, because Portia, in my opinion, this is my opinion based on all of the information that came out around that time, Portia was complicit, and she also flipped the script to make it seem like, oh, well, I never would have said that if Phaedra didn't tell me that information. Girl, she was saying it like she had firsthand knowledge, and I talked about that before. You can find that reality chat on my channel. If you haven't listened to it, you can go and listen to that, because I broke that down as well. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say Phaedra hasn't been real from the very beginning. She came on lying about how many months pregnant she was. She was trying to make it seem like she got pregnant while she was married, when indeed it was not. She tried to make it seem like she was just living this prim and proper life and lifestyle. I don't know if you all remember from the first season she was on, she's sitting at the dining room table with Apollo, and the way they were, eating their food, and just, it was just like, girl, who are you trying to be? And she went from that to hiring a stripper ridiculous who dunked his dick in a person's drink and drank it, and just all kinds of crazy stuff that has happened over the years with her being on RHOA. But there's just a lot of unrealness when it comes to her. So none of that stuff is shocking or surprising when they give her the opportunity to come on Married to Medicine to say, well, I'm not talking about this and I'm not talking about that. And they allowed that to happen. Now, Phaedra said that the guy that she was dating with the emoji face actually was a real person, but the relationship fell apart before the show aired. So my thing is, was that even a real relationship? Because I tend to err on the side of it wasn't. It was something that she was hoping that was going to last for, a while, that she could showcase this facade of a relationship for a while. And maybe after the reunion would air, oh, well, things didn't work out. We've moved on. We're still the best of friends. That type of fake stuff that a lot of people do when they just don't want anyone asking any more questions about the relationship. But Apollo tried to expose her for not being real. Remember chocolate and the text messages and all that stuff. It was just a lot. And with what Carlos, even though he gets on my nerves, what he was saying about her comeback being disappointing, I can't disagree with him on that. And Heavenly just laying down the fact that they wanted to give her this opportunity, and so she was able to call the shots about what she wasn't going to talk about and what she wasn't going to share. So she's just a glorified friend of the show at this point in time that gets to be a main cast member and get main cast member pay. Does she deserve it? Nah. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens at the reunion, because we saw in this last episode Quad doing her confessionals and trying to call Phaedra out and saying, well, we know how you got here, Miss Parks. So it's like, it just shows how phony, not just Phaedra, but a lot of them are. We know Quad is fake. I definitely agree with Phaedra being a disappointment and being fake. So seeing these two, Quad and Phaedra, showing up, Quad showing up at Phaedra's house and yes, girl, and snapping in the air and all that. Oh my God, I can't stand that stuff. Hey, if people really interact with each other like that in real life, if that's who you really are, fine. But to go from all that to now, when things are being said and revealed that you don't like, now you want to try to expose this person. Girl, get out of here. Let me know your thoughts about what Carlos had to say about Phaedra and what Heavenly revealed about Phaedra, as well as about Quad and her just pretty much backstabbing the other ladies when it came to her negotiating her contract to come back. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.